Keller Williams West Sound, and
I'm Nicole Chamness with Keller Williams West Sound. I have the privilege of working alongside Steph.
Yeah, I'm really excited Nicola's with us today. She is our cup model today because Kevin's on cup modeling sabbatical. So we have some fun statistics with you. It's going to be really short. So what we're going to do today is go over our Kitsap County stats. And then we are going to, after we go over the stats, then we're going to share with you some pricing strategies for sellers in today's market, explain to you why we do some things with pricing listings and why we don't do some things. So there's some definite yeses in pricing in today's market and some definite no's. So let's go to the market stats. Some neat things is going to be like a 5-second market stat update this week because not much changed except for this. 81 new listings this week versus 58 last week. Absolutely, in my opinion, due to the Labor Day holiday, school starting, all that type of stuff. That seller simply holding off on putting their homes on market, and then they push the go button. So we're seeing two things happen right now. Listings are again coming back on market, slow down for about 10 days, and we're seeing buyers. I don't know if you're seeing more buyer activity, but the buyers just literally dropped off the map for about 7 days. It was very scary for sellers, and now the buyers are back in the market.
Absolutely. Kids are back in school. I know for myself, I've got a little more free time during the day, and buyers are reaching out. They want to go see those houses while they don't have to drag the kids along with them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever been on a showing with kids, but that's a scavenger hunt.
Mine thinks she's a little realtor. So.
You find them in drawers and closets, and it's fun. Okay, so otherwise, most things are the same. We're very steady throughout the market. I think the most notable thing to take note of right now is our inventory levels are really. There's Kevin. He's gonna be so sad.
I know. I stole his job.
He totally. Hey, you gotta show up in life. So, okay. Local inventory, we're at 470 right now, 470 homes on market in Kitsap County. We're at record lows still, and we're just dipping down lower and lower and lower. So get your home on market. So the next thing, this is going to make me cringe because I always feel bad erasing this.
My beautiful penmanship.
I know.
No.
Kelsey put in so much effort on this. It's like,
Really, not really.
Okay, so we might have to use the whiteboard here for this next section. Don't those cups work well?
They do. They're great.
They're really good. Okay.
And I needed coffee, so it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, we'll have to show off our breakfast that we made this morning too. Yeah, we'll do that next
Vegetables.
week. Yeah, we had cucumbers and eggs. So, what color? Well, I guess we're going black. So, right now we're getting when we show up to a listing consultation, we're commonly being asked the same question over and over again, so we thought we'd address it today. And that question is,
how much should I list my home for?
What should I list my home for? Exactly. And why shouldn't I list it higher? List the price high and inch the price down because I know the market's hot, right? Have you heard this yet?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So, what we want to do is explain to you what's going on with the market and how to use your market knowledge to price your house effectively. So typically, it makes a lot of sense in life to price high and inch your price down. What we're finding in this market is that's working against sellers, and it has to do with buyer psychology. And this is not what we've experienced maybe, say, 10 years ago during the recession. During the recession, that strategy worked. Matter of fact, they called it the short sale dance because we had so many short sales that the banks learned that if they priced it high and inched it down, they get top value for the house. That was their best strategy. That's no longer working, and we want to explain to you why. In a nutshell, the reason it's not working is because our buyer psychology has shifted because the market's different. So I think the easiest way to explain this is that we have two buyers. It's going to be a story of two buyers, right? So we're going to call it today's buyer. And we'll call it recession buyer because I think we all know what that buyer was like. I am improvising this, but I know this. I know this. So here's what you need to understand. these buyers can change at any point with the market. So today's buyer might become the recession buyer in 3 years, if you're following me there. Here's the difference. When we had recession buyers just 10 years ago, the market was different. Home prices were low, sellers were desperate, sellers were scared. Okay? So a recession buyer, it made sense for a seller to price high because a recession buyer knew no matter what the price was on a house, they could get the house for a lower price. Does that make sense? So a seller during the recession might want to price high. Buyers were always aiming lower, below the list price. Okay, so if a seller didn't get any bites on a high price, they just inched the price down until they started getting offers. Good strategy. So recession buyer, seller, they price high, and they inch the price down. Okay. Today's buyer is having a different experience. So what are some things you're seeing today with today's buyers out there? What are some experience they're commonly having?
They find themselves in multiple offers a lot, or some of them don't want to offer what they think is too much for the property. I have a lot of buyers that are like, oh, that's a great house, but I would only offer this much. I don't want to battle it out.
Mm-hmm.
What was that again? Will you say that again?
I don't want to battle it out.
If a buyer, are you telling me, now it's reminding me of the Steve Martin skit. Are you telling me if a buyer goes to a house and the house price is not what they're willing to pay, they are choosing not to make an offer?
In my experience, yeah, recently.
Yep.
Kelsey, have
That
you
was
had that
mine
happen?
too, yeah, multiple times.
Did you hear that, audience? If a
Scaring them away.
Yeah, if a house is priced too high in today's market, the buyers are choosing to walk away. If the house is priced too high in today's market, the buyers are choosing to walk away. That is different from a recession market. Okay? In today's market, if the house is too high, the buyers walk away. In this market, if the price is too high, they offered 50%. No one cared. It was a party for buyers. But these buyers are scared. Why are these buyers scared?
Oh, they don't want to overpay for a house and find themselves back in the situation where they have to sell for less later.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that pen just died on me. So let me write this down. So these buyers are scared. Have they made multiple offers and not gotten them?
Yes.
So are they tired too? Are they exhausted?
Oh yeah, buyer fatigue is real right
It's
now.
buyer fatigue. Yeah. So if a house is too, did I miss fatigue? Close enough. I'm a realtor, not an English teacher. Right?
You don't know how to spell.
No, I can do math. So these buyers, if the house is priced too high, buyers don't make offers. Okay? The other thing that happens is when the seller's like, fine, that's okay, then I'll just lower my price. Then what happens?
You get the perspective of what's wrong with the house, or why was it on the market so long?
Well, duh, because what house is on the market more than 3 days right
Really?
now? So now you've got a diseased house.
Yep.
You dig? You with us here? You do not want to be the seller who overprices your house in this market because you're doing this, you're doing outdated information. Okay? So you price too high because you're being a hot shot is what it comes down to, and you're not listening to your realtor, or your realtor's too weak to tell you about this stuff because they don't want to upset you and make you not hire them. That's the other thing I see. We're going to have some truth bombs getting dropped.
So their
here.
boundaries are bad and they're fine with wasting their time.
Totally, their boundaries are bad. Kelsey
Cool.
nailed it.
No, I'm learning a lot.
Their boundaries are bad, and they're fine with wasting their own time and your time.
Yep.
But here's the real thing. You're doing this because you're afraid of losing money. That's why you're doing this. And the sad part of this is the best way to lose money. Statistically, what we're seeing is sellers who price above the comp price or the CMA price is right now, or priced too high, they're the ones who end up selling below the CMA price or the estimated home value. You end up losing money. Okay?
People's perception of your house being something's wrong or something's bad or that house must have a defect.
Yep.
And you know, it's like our parents always told us perception is reality, which was so annoying when we were little.
Well, it's so unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah, who cares about unfair when you lose 15 grand?
Absolutely.
Let's just deal with reality. Or lose 45 grand.
Ouch.
Okay? So, how do we outsmart this? What's the opposite of pricing too high, people? If buyers are scared of losing out, what happens, and they won't make offers if it's too high, what happens with your buyers when the house is priced below market value? What do the buyers do?
You typically have the multiple offers and you find yourself driving the price back up to whatever that right number is, if you will.
Exactly. Have you seen any homes that are selling above market value right now?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, one today was 120%
Of list.
Well,
over. Yeah.
we just had a listing. We can't say which one it is yet because it's only pending, but that is at 18%
Yep.
over list price. And it's in a high price bracket, and we intentionally priced it below
2
comps.
days on the market
2
or
days
less
on
than that.
market.
Yeah.
We had an offer within 12 hours.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Okay? And so what we do, so here's why pricing below market value works. This is a story of opposite markets, folks. The worst market we've had in decades, the best market we've had. We are the longest economic recovery that we know of. The longest that we know of. Okay? So if you price below market value, all of a sudden buyers, they feel relief. This is about feelings. So sellers, it's about math. Buyers, it's about feelings. Buying a house is emotional, okay? They feel relief. You get multiple offers, all right? Okay, so we get multiple offers, and we won't get in all the details. That might be another video. Long story short, we use the multiple offers to drive the price up. Sometimes it gets driven up 5 grand, sometimes it gets driven up 50 grand. Have you seen any $50,000 homes go for 50,000 or more?
Not all the way to 50, but pretty
Okay.
high.
Did we have one this weekend?
Totally.
Okay. All right, folks. If you have questions or comments, comment below. All right? In the comments. Share this video. Oh my, Kelsey's laughing at me.
Oh, she was hand modeling.
All right. Oh, like, she's making me feel so self-conscious, but nice job. All right. Share this. Subscribe to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Really happy you joined us this week. Stephanie Dupuy team at Keller Williams West Sound.
Nicola Chamness with Keller Williams West Sound.
Yes, we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.